time. Good to see you. Good to see you. Rep your city, rep your city. Hope everybody's doing great. I was advised to change my browser, so hopefully I won't have to do this live over. I switched over to Firefox. We will see. Rep your city, rep your city. Everybody on Twitch, I'm representing Chicago. Everybody on Kick, YouTube, and Facebook, I am representing Chicago, Illinois. Well, someone will say, stand strong, Jamaica. Stand strong, stand strong, stand strong, Jamaica. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. Hopefully. We have Los Angeles in the building. Stand strong, Jamaica. I might keep my eye on Jamaica tonight. I got to see. We got Indianapolis in the building. I got to watch my phone to see if my stream holds up. I'm using this other browser. So far, so good. Come on in. Come on in. Rep your city. Support the channel. Super Chat, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whichever you prefer. Run those likes up, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you haven't been getting notifications, hit the bell to be unnotified and hit it again so that you'll notify. Good to see you, Quayla. 30 people in here. Come on in. I'm drinking some faux tea. Working out. That's going pretty well. For sure. That's going pretty well. Seeing some great results. Make sure you go subscribe to Vegan Intel, YouTube/at Vegan Intel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Got some powerful information over there. About to drop some more information. Been trying to build up my testosterone, build up my strength. The only problem, I've been doing so much stuff, I don't know what's working. Something's working, but I don't know what. That's the problem. Good to see you, Ross Malachi. You know, I'm about to be 68 in February. Looking forward to 70. But yeah, go follow at youtube.com. I'm going to be talking about that, my testosterone. I don't know what I've been doing, but I've been doing something. My morning stiffness is incredible, if you know what I'm talking about, when you talk about wood. And that morning wood is extremely stiff. I don't know what did it though. Something, something's doing it. I don't know. Which I wish I could finger point what it is. I don't know if it's the 4T. I don't know if it's the exercise. I don't know if it's. I don't know what it is. I'm taking so many nutrients and stuff. I don't know what's doing it. I guess I have to try to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know if it's the beets and ginger, but I just started doing that, so I don't know if that worked that fast. I just did that. Just did the beets and ginger. I did the cranberry. I did the pomegranate and ginger. I don't know, but that's a good sign. You know, if you ain't stiff down there, you know you ain't doing well. It's not about how much you get with women. It's about your health. That's a sign there's other things wrong with you. So you gotta make sure that's taken care of. But I don't know what did it. So tonight I'm talking about superiority. I can't stand the concept of superiority when it comes to different races. I think it's totally ridiculous, for sure. Even though the word is a little ridiculous. Yeah, I just don't like the word superior. I don't know. It's just something about it. Yeah, if you're a boxer and he's a boxer and you better, you can be like you better, but superior, I don't know. It's kind of like a degrading word, you know. It's a way of calling somebody else inferior. I don't like inferior either. They just don't seem like good words for people to be using. You know, if I can play sports better than you and you can do math better than me, well, you gonna say, well, I'm superior at sports and you're superior at math. Those are weird. I feel like the term superiority is a inferior concept. Because what other reason would you want to say you're superior unless you? I don't know. I can't. I can't see logical in your mind why you would want to even use a concept like that. Don't make much sense. I'm gonna talk about it though. It's just a weird. It's not a good word, you know. White supremacy, black supremacy sounds whack. It just sounds crazy. Some words just don't have a good sound to them. You know, they just don't sound wholesome, decent. And those are two words that just inferior and superior is mm, just sound crazy. You know, imagine playing sports and they say some other dude or some other woman is a superior athlete. You're gonna be like, what? It's got the weirdest. It just don't sound. It don't sound right. It just doesn't. Both words, both words are really negative sounding. Superior and inferior. Those are some messed up words. I tell you, I wouldn't want to be inferior or superior to nobody. I wouldn't want to be either one of them. It just sounds degrading. It doesn't sound positive, you know. That's why when we used to play sports and stuff, we used to like to say, "I beat you." We didn't like to say, "I'm better than you." You know, we'd have a contest and win, and you say, "Well, okay, we beat y'all," and say, "Are we better than y'all?" That just don't sound right. You know, like if you got a baseball team and you beat the other baseball team, you win like the championship. It's cool to say you beat them, but to say you're better than them, it just don't sound. It just sound crazy. In a competition, you might not even be better than them. You just might have a better game. That game. What do that mean? Well, we're gonna let some people get in here. It's late. It's Monday. People tired. Had a long weekend. Didn't want to go to work today. I'm sure. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna watch Jamaica tonight and see what's going on with Jamaica all night, or just work out a little more and wake up to the news. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I don't even know if I'm gonna talk about it that long. I just wanted to put it out there in the world. Superiority sounds like a inferior concept. You know, why would I want to be superior to somebody? I always looked at racism when Europeans would say they was better than us. I always looked at it as inferiority. That's just how it came off. You know, like you don't even believe that yourself. Why? What's the purpose? How you gonna have a superior race? That sound crazy. Definitely. That sounds inferior. Why would you even care? Races gotten out of hand. People was just fighting because they lived in different places and they just happened to be different races. But that's not really why they was fighting. They was fighting over, materials and land and stuff like that, women, stuff like that. But now it's just been gotten like totally ridiculous. It's going too far. It's just ridiculous. I don't know what the young generation gonna do coming up in a world like this with that type of negative energy. I wouldn't want to be superior to nobody. I'd want to win in a competition, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to call it superior. I played basketball against some of my friends growing up, and I beat them. I was a superior. They would beat me sometime too. So what is like superior is like temporary or what exactly? It's a weird word. Is it getting outdated? I just think people are using it, Quaylen, in a racist way. Like not just outdated is a good point, but just the way, especially different groups using it, it's just um, outdated. I wish it would. It sounds outdated, but I don't think it's outdated. I think it's growing. I think white supremacy is growing. I think I think black supremacy is growing, and I think they're both growing from inferiority. I think black supremacy is growing from being treated inferior for so long, and I believe white supremacy is growing from the fear of being treated inferior. It just seems to be a almost like a ridiculous problem. It's just one of those weird. It's just strange, strange words. You know, as growing up, any bullies was always inferior. Always. Bullies always had something wrong with them. Do I think racism is natural? Nope. Racism not natural. Racism is something they made up. It used to be clans, and if you fought with us, you was one of us. Racism is a concept that was made up to steal from black people, to just put it bluntly. You see, it got to the point where blacks up in Northeast Africa and whites had started adapting Christianity. And when the whites in Europe adapted Christianity and they wanted to go down and fight the blacks, the Christian church up there said, "How you gonna fight your Christian brothers and sisters?" So they had to make up something to lower you, because other than that, it would have been looking like they fighting their own Christian brothers and sisters. Or they say, "Well, they black," and they use black as an excuse to enslave you and to fight you, because they wasn't fighting you. You only fought your enemy, and that didn't matter who it was. And whoever your enemy was your enemy. You didn't make up no enemy just because they got a different color skin. So they said they had to make an excuse to enslave us and still be religious, because they knew that Christianity was black. Judaism and Christianity was black, and that they was practicing something that they learned from blacks. So it was like, well, how you gonna learn this? So they started to erase the fact that they learned it, start to push the different colors, the white colors, and misrepresent that, and said it's because they black. Because you see, the colors too, the colors wasn't racist. The colors was ancient art. So you know why Jesus wasn't done to be racist. This is how ancient art. That's how you did ancient art. Ancient art was done like that. So if you wanted to draw Moses, if you was Chinese, you draw a Chinese one. If you were Japanese, you draw a Japanese one. If you was Hawaiian, you draw a Hawaiian one. If you was East African, you draw East African Moses. If you was West African, you draw West African Moses. There would be a difference between the West African Moses and the East, because you always drew everything to depict your people. That was the tradition when it came to art. Because without airplanes, and they wasn't sailing as much, there wasn't nobody around but your people mostly. So if you live in a white area and it ain't no Asians, and it ain't no blacks, and you're gonna draw them in, What models do you got? White. If you in the Asian countries, the only model you got is Asian, and so on and so forth. So ancient art was always depicted as your own people. St. George the Dragon Slayer was an Ethiopian. But up in Europe, they drew him white, but they didn't just draw him white. They didn't just draw him white. They drew him different things. So, Vogel, this the thing. I'm glad you said that. This where they make a mistake, Vogel. They'll go to one part of Europe and they'll see a black Christ. Then they'll see a white Christ and they'll say Europeans. But see, really ain't no such thing as Europeans. Italians is Italians. French is French. Dutch is Dutch. Belgium's is Belgium. So just because this white group drew him black, and then if these girl draw him white, it's a misinterpretation to say that white people used to draw him black and then drew him white, because it might have been the Germans might have drew him white and the Spanish might have drew him black. So you can't prove it's the same white people that drew him different colors, because there was no white. So I'm glad you said that, Bobo. There was no white. There was no black. You was not white. You was either a Dane or you was with whatever clan you was with. That's what you was. You wasn't the other clan. You was your clan. All over the world. You wasn't no African. You was whatever clan, just like now they got tribes. So somebody will show a black Christ in Europe and then say, well, then white people start drawing them white. But it ain't the same white people that drew the black one that drew the white one, because there wasn't no such thing as white people. So whatever the Dutch draw, the other one will draw something different. Now, the ones that seen Moors and the ones that seen black Hebrew Israelites probably drew them black, but they all didn't see. If Paul or one of them went to the Philistines, that don't mean the other group seen them. So the ones that drew in black might have actually seen some blacks, but the ones that drew in white might not have seen no blacks. Europe is huge. Africa is huge. United States, these places are huge. And in them times, if you was in New Jersey area and he was in San Diego, you didn't even know what he looked like. How long it would have took you to ride a horse from New Jersey to San Diego? Forever. Because it's going to take you almost 2 or 3 days to drive. So it's not just about them being chill, it's just different cultures, but they threw them all together and called them white, black, Asian, which is a total mischaracterization. Let's take Chicago. They be saying, y'all need to unify. But in reality, blacks in New York ain't blacks in Chicago. Them is New Yorkers. In our reality. And different types of New Yorkers. Them ones in Yonkers ain't really identified with the ones in Queens, if those are two different places. Like the west side of Chicago, they don't claim the south side at all. You know what I'm saying? So imagine all these big land masses. So race was something that was made up. That was just made up. That wasn't real. It wasn't even real when they all came to America. It wasn't they did not get along. They treated the Polacks, heard the Polak jokes. The Polacks was like the blacks of the white race. The Irish, the Italians, the Polish, none of them got along. The Greeks, none of them got along. That's why you got Greek town, little Italy. They didn't get along. They wasn't white. They was Italian. So then how could a race be superior when a race ain't really a race? Even the races is something they made up. There's not really a black race and a white race. Not really. The only reason you begin to have a black race and a white race is when people mix together and start having sex with each other. And the Irish married the French, and the French one married the Dutch one, and so they was just white. They wasn't French and stuff no more. But if you think about that, and you think about how whites that was different countries start marrying each other became whites, and blacks from different places started marrying each other became black, it seems like eventually we all gonna start marrying each other, and what we gonna be then? What's we gonna be? Because right now, the young generation, they this far from everybody sleeping with everybody. They're ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to do that no more. They just want to get married to whoever they want to marry. The little black dude, he don't want to just have to marry no black girl. He want to marry whichever one he like, a white one or whatever. The next evolution. As it was in the beginning, so it shall it be at the end. And at the beginning, everybody was together. And what the Most High said, I'm going to split y'all up and split y'all languages up. And the Tower of Babel fell and cracked the earth, and they all floated. And after so long, they was all speaking different. So what it's going to be like in the end? They're going to all get back together. Because at one time, you was just people. You didn't have all them different, you wasn't all that different stuff. At least that's what in the Tower of Babel is described, that everybody was speaking the same language. Everybody. So when you look at the Pangea and how the continents fit and split, I say when the Tower of Babel fell, boom, it cracked it. And then over thousands and millions of years, you way over there, you way over there, and you speak in different dialects. No, I ain't really talking about that. There is no such thing as white supremacy. Is what I'm talking about, Jasper. These other countries definitely got multicultural because they're leaving their countries and they're going to other countries. It's just a matter of time. Jasper, you don't understand what I'm saying. They leaving their countries and they mixing. And that's going to continue. As a matter of fact, some of these places, Jasper, some of these places, their birth rate is so low that they will pay you to move there and give you 2 wives. So a black man right now or a white man. There's places in Asia right now, there's places in the South Pacific right now where if you go, they will pay you to get them women pregnant. They don't give a damn what race you are right now. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. When I was in Hawaii, there was a place called Tonga, and they wanted us to go to Tonga, and they was gonna give us 10 acres in the mountain, 10 acres on the lowlands, and two wives because there's there's white countries that want anybody to come and impregnate those women. There's little white areas where they're almost extinct, and they pay you to move there. They don't give a damn what color you is. They just need some babies. Look it up. White supremacy is not real. That's make believe. White supremacy is make believe. There's no such thing as white supremacy. Think about it. All you gotta do is think about it. That's not a real concept. That doesn't really exist. That's make believe. Think about it. All you gotta do is think about it. That's not never was never real. How? Racism is fake too. Racism is fake. Think about it. What is racism? Right? What's racism? Think about it. What's the concept of racism? Think about it. It's not realistic. we ain't got the power to. Uh, I hear you. I hear you on that. I hear you on that. But I'm just saying the concept. What's the concept of racism? The concept of racism is that they don't like us, right? Is that really true? No, it's not. It's fake. A lot of these things is just nonsense. That's it. It's not realistic. Racism is fake as hell. They try to sell it to some people, but it's not really real. It's like some economical stuff they made up. It's all fake. If if whites don't like blacks, why are white people fighting in Russia and Ukraine? I could swear that was white people killing white people. Is white people killing white people white supremacy? I'm just asking for a friend. Listen, answer the question I'm asking. Is white people in Ukraine and Russians, are white people killing white people racism? Yes or no? Jasper, don't bounce around. Yes or no? Simple question. If racism was real and you was the enemy, they would not unalive each other. They would unalive you. It's not real. I'm giving y'all a game. It's make believe. It's make believe corporate stuff for money, but it's not real. If somebody say they don't like you because you black and they take your land, is it the truth that they don't like you because you black? No, they just took your land. Okay, you was black, so work for free. We don't like you, so work for free. So which one is it? They don't like you, or they want you to work for free? It can't be both. Which one was it? Was it hate or was it finances? You ain't answering no question. Okay, I got you, Jasper. It's a game, Jasper. It's a game. Okay. Now, this what the problem is why y'all understand, Jasper. When they sell that to some whites, right? If the powers that be sell to some whites racism and those whites believe it, is it real are those white suckers. See what I'm getting at? If the powers that be sell them white supremacy and they believe it, can you say it's real when the people they got it from don't believe it? They suckers. So white supremacists is suckers. They doing something. They don't even know what they're doing. They're pushing something that's not real. The rich people that run the world ain't finna help them. None. When these people don't get their link, you'll see. You think the government don't know that's a lot of white people not finna get that? Oh, they know. Listen, when the food stamps is cut off, what's the biggest race gonna get hurt? It's just a scam. Okay, yeah, okay, I know. I know y'all don't want it. And all that was just make believe. It's like this. No, not us, Jasper. Mm-mm. You got to go back and study. You don't study, Jasper. You know how many white people is on Link? Bro, it's way more white people on welfare, bro. It's way more white people homeless, bro. It's millions of white people homeless, bro. Millions upon millions. You kind of trolling. I'm gonna have to get you out of here because you ain't learning nothing. And the fact you're not learning nothing, Jasper, you kind of wasting my time. No need of you even being over here. I'm wasting. I don't really want to talk to you. It's just wasted words. I don't want to really talk to you. And I want to talk to everybody else, but you interfering. You don't agree. You should probably log off. Come back on another conversation. This is not a conversation on your level. You should just log off. You understand? I'm trying to tell them something that they don't, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is make believe. The filthy rich at the top selling that to the bottom. Y'all just don't want to listen. The filthy, listen, watch this. Watch this. What is this? Okay, I'm on. Jesus Christ. Watch this. Look. Ah, I'm using a different server, and it's a pain. It made me switch to Firefox, so I can't even watch this. Let me show y'all something. White's not real, y'all. The stuff they selling you is just distractions. It's not really real. And the powers that be know it's not real. They know it's not real. Okay. And so let's take it like slavery. And I'm filthy rich. I'm the slave owner. And I got some white men working for me. And I need them to go watch the blacks. So I'm going to tell them, we better than them. We better than them. We's white. Then I'm going to tell them, I'm going to tell the white ones, go out there and watch them. So they go down there and watch them. I'm gonna have them thinking that they better, and that's gonna be enough for them to go out there in that hot sun with the blacks. And just the mindset that they better is gonna make them go out there. That's how it works. Just the mindset is not really real. It, the racism is so to keep certain whites down. If they tell them you lower, they won't mind being low because they don't go by white. They go by blue blood. If you ain't a blue blood, you ain't nothing. What's a blue blood? What they mean when they say true blue? It's a noble birth. Blue blood is no guaranteed of any particular merit, competence, or expertise. A person of noble birth, plural noun, blue bloods, plural. A comforting figure among the crowd of blue bloods. Now look at this. Okay, I wanted to show you that. You see how vague that is? You notice they not tell you the answer. You know damn well that ain't no blue blood. Y'all don't see that? You ain't noticed that they said none of your business, Pharaoh? The meaning of blue blood is membership in a noble or socially prominent family. Prominent, dominant, you pick the word. Racism is a trick to keep whites poor, but make them think they're doing all right. It's like treat them like dirt and treat us like mud. And they'd be like, well, at least we ain't in the mud. That's basically what it is. You see everything be revealed in the end. When the link don't come in, just watch the TV. You'll see. Just watch the TV. When it gets close and they realize what it revealed, they might turn that link back on quick before they let you see. Before they let you see how many Europeans on there, they might they might just turn it back on real quick. Because a lot of people that don't know what I know, if they don't get that link, I'm trying to give them game. See, they don't. Some of them they don't understand what I'm saying. If blacks were the original people and all people come from us, and they switched it around, the ones that know they switched it around, they know you what? They know they ain't nothing. They know that they are descendant of you. They know you really was the through you. So what you think? They know what the other whites is. They they know they all like. The only reason we dark, because we stayed in the original land while everybody else spread it out. We all family, but we stayed in the original spot. And when the Pangea broke, everybody else floated. That's it. They just turned white when the Tower of Babel fell and cracked the earth and them continents floated. That's when they turned white. We all the same, but the jealousy come from they want to know why did we stay in the original spot. That's where the hate come from. The hate from those that know, because at the top they know. They know the knowledge I'm saying. And now the people at the bottom don't know. The people that they don't educate, that don't go study. But the ones that be in the mystery schools and study, they know. They know that we all the same. But they know when this split up, they know we stayed in the original spot and everybody else floated and became all this different stuff. So the hate ain't that we different. The hate is why did we get to stay in the spot with all the gold and everything, and everybody else go out. You understand? There ain't no difference between blacks and whites other than you moved. One turned a polar bear, one stayed a brown bear and a grizzly bear. Still a bear. It's just a different bear based over thousands of years of being in a different climate. We're not superior or dominant. We only dominant in warm climate. We're not dominant in cold climate. Whites are dominant in cold climate. If you come to Chicago in January below zero, you're gonna see white men out there with no shirt on say Bears, go Bears. You ain't gonna see no black people even out there at all with clothes on. We can't mess with them when it comes to cold weather. We don't ice skate. We don't snowboard and ice skate and all that. We don't do that. We don't bobsled and go sledding and we don't do that. They got us beat. You know what I mean? They got us beat. Yep, Lyndon Johnson. So this is the perfect picture right here. So none of that stuff is real. All of that stuff is just fake. Like race and stuff, all that's just make believe, you know. It really is. It's just make believe. It's something that we're fighting against because they got people believing it, right? So you way up here, you teach them racism, and then they try to oppress us. So we do have to fight against them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't have to fight against racism. I'm saying the white racist is dumb. They don't know what they're doing. What Christ said, forgive them for what? They know not what they do. They have no idea what they're doing. And you all are living in a time where they finna find out. And boy, is they finna be mad. And one of the first major steps to them finding out is November 4th, when all them white people don't get their link. And black people find out that they've been lying saying we on welfare, and they've been on welfare. They the biggest welfare recipients. They got the most murder, the most crime, and all that. How could they not? They got the most people. It don't mean they worse than us. It just means they've been playing games. How could the most people have the less of anything? So it doesn't mean they're worse than us, but it's more of them. It's a whole bunch of them broke. You don't got money because you white. White, you don't live good because you white. That's well, if white supremacy was real, all white people would live good, wouldn't they? If white supremacy was real, there wouldn't be all these homeless white people. It wouldn't be. It's a hoax. White supremacy is designed to keep white people down. That's what it's for. White supremacy is to keep poor whites down, to make sure they don't turn on the rich ones, to make them don't look at us, look that way. Look, they even did it in Islam. They did the same thing. They did the same thing in Islam. What they do? You got some filthy rich sheik back there sleeping with white women, and they back there doing all type of stuff. They sell all the oil to the American military. Then they put money in the madrasas and teach the young Arab boys that America's great Satan. So the people that's paying to teach them America's great Satan is the ones funding the U.S. military with oil. Bin Laden found out, he was pissed. That's what that was about. Bin Laden found out y'all teaching our kids to fight against America, but they getting all the oil from y'all. They ain't got no oil for these military, for these jets and all that. It's the same scam. They teach you that your woman's supposed to be all wrapped up, and they back there with naked women. That's a fact. Man, y'all believe them sheiks abiding by any of that laws? Hell no. They ain't abiding by none of that stuff. That's for the poor Muslims to be on their knees all day praying. Them dudes ain't praying to nothing, no fight. Them dudes ain't praying. Them dudes ain't praying. Everybody know what's going on in Dubai. Them girls going out there eating. Y'all know what they eating off the ground. Y'all know. Who is they? That's the part I'm trying to get you to see, Jasper. Who is they? I already answered that question. These the ones at the bottom. These are the ones at the top. The ones at the top didn't do it. So when you say they, you insinuating all of. I already answered that. They got the ones at the bottom hating you and killing you, but that's not they. They is all of them, but they are not united. So you can't say they. You have to say the ones on the bottom. You understand what I'm saying? The ones on the bottom is brainwashed to do that. The ones at the top don't care nothing about. Listen, if you go look at MLK marching, the ones at the top was marching with him. The filthy rich ones. Those the ones at the bottom doing it. And then that's what I'm trying to teach them, Jasper. And y'all saying they, like it's white people. It's not white people. It's the brainwashed ones. They are fighting against the blacks so that they won't fight against the whites. So to answer your question is why are whites fighting against blacks? So those whites won't fight against the rich. Keep them occupied down at the bottom. That's all that is. So it's not they. That's the underclass doing that. J. Edgar Hoover was with little boys. The mob got videos of him with little boys. They was blackmail. He wasn't nobody. He wasn't no elite. He's a worker. The FBI, the police, the military, they not elite. Those are not the elite. Trump wants to be the elite. He's not the elite either, but he wants to be. Trump is not an elite. He wants to be. But he's not. Trump is nobody. He's just the big puppet. He's one of the ones at the bottom. He's at the top at the bottom. You know, like this is the bottom, this is us, this is the bottom, and this is Trump. But he's not up there. But he's at the top of the bottom. If that's fancy. Who's seen when him and his wife went over there with Prince Charles and them? You see how they looked at him? And William and them, they looked at him like, boy, you ain't nobody. That's why he's trying to build that gold ballroom. And that's why he's trying to steal as much money as he can steal. He want to be elite so bad. You know, the way he might got 380 million or he might got 10 billion and he want to laugh at us, but they got trillions. So they looking at it, so that's cute. Well, you got 3 billion, that's cute. See what I'm saying? He a little boy, that billions he got ain't nothing. Him, Elon Musk, they at the bottom. They ain't nobody. They got some billions, but they ain't up there with them trillionaires. It's the game they playing, Jasper. That's what I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. There ain't no superiority, inferior. It ain't none of that. They don't deal with that. They don't deal with superiority. They deal with rich, filthy rich, who got all the money, who controls all of the natural resource. That's what they deal with. They don't deal with superiority and inferiority. That's at the bottom. They don't deal with that. They don't care nothing about that. That's something they teach in the army and lower politicians and stuff. They teach them that. Don't none of these rulers run nothing. Y'all ain't noticed that don't none of the rulers run nothing? Like when Trump, you see how they look, Trump went over there with the king and all. Y'all do know them kings and them don't run nothing. The people that run stuff, you ain't gonna hear their names. It's people over there, the people that own England, you ain't gonna see them. That kings and queens and Prince Charles, they ain't nobody. Trump, presidents and the people that run these countries, they ain't nobody. The people that run stuff, you don't see them. The people that give Trump all that money, you are never gonna see them. That white dude that be giving Trump billions and billions of dollars, you ain't never gonna see him. Trump and them ain't nobody. I'm giving y'all a game. Ain't no superiority and inferiority. That's fake. That's absolute. That's fake. Europeans are being brainwashed to look down on Hispanics and Asians and blacks so they won't look up at their masters. That's all it is. China know it. China's the first one to unify to know it. The Chinese. Africa ain't found out yet, but China found out. The king and queen own all UK money. No, they don't. They broke. They don't own nothing, man. They bought and paid for. They don't own nothing. 37 breeds. The king and queen in UK, they billionaires. They ain't no trillionaires. They don't own nothing. They bought and paid for. They better do what they told. They don't own nothing. 37 breezy. The people that own everything, you don't know their name. Look it up. It's people telling it. I ain't gonna say it because I don't want that type of smoke. But you can look it up. You'll see. Look up the 50th wealthiest. Just look up the 10 wealthiest people in the world. Ain't nobody you know. You ain't gonna know nobody on there. Ain't none of them popular at all. Their names is crazy. That ain't none of none of them names is popular. Them people they let you see, them ain't nobody. They can't buy no military weapons and stuff. They handlers buying them armies and stuff for them. Racism and all that stuff is fake, y'all. None of that's real. A white person that's a racist against black is way worse than the blacks, in a way worse position than the blacks, because he a straight sucker. He don't even know what he doing. He just liking somebody for no reason. Y'all know I ain't lying. Do we got their money? We don't even got their money. Think about it. If a white man mad, how he mad at us? What we got? What we taking from him? Think about it. What we got to do with him working out, making no wages, his losing his farms and all that? What we got to do with it? Trump then did the tariffs and they finna lose their farms. Who finna buy it? Them names they won't say. They gonna tell you J.D. Vance finna buy them. Y'all believe that? And when you go and see J.D. Vance gonna buy all that farmland, it ain't gonna say J.D. Vance. It's gonna say some company. And when you want to look into who run that company, it ain't gonna show you, but it's gonna show you J.D. Vance has got on the board or something, but he don't run that shit. J.D. Vance do not is a nobody. He just a straw man. They gonna tell you, they talking about J.D. Vance gonna buy all the farmland. It's like, boy, this is crazy. Yeah, right. Them dudes ain't got no money to run for no. Y'all know they ain't got no money to run for no election. I'm giving them game, baby. They don't want. Some of them don't understand. Them dudes is nobodies. Racism is a fraud to keep Europeans down. It's a fraud. It's fake. It's not real. They got to tell them something to make them hate so they'll go to work without paying no attention. Everybody uses the same tactics. The gangs use the same tactics. You BD, we make you hate folks, and then you go do everything. We just stack the bread. If you go to certain spots, I can go to certain spots, and all the big dudes from all them gangs, they all in there smoking cigars and drinking champagne together. Because the brother said it one time. He said, man, y'all bogus. Them shorties out there fighting over this gang stuff, and y'all in here with women and smoking and drinking together. Y'all really think the people that's really running in Chicago is really believing that gang shit? Y'all believe that? Y'all believe the top BDs and GDs and Blackstone stuff? Y'all believe they believe in that stuff? That they participate in that stuff? Man, they don't care nothing about none of that. That's the way all this stuff is fake. The people at the top don't care. Okay? What's my thoughts on racism and Asian Hispanic poor people? Same thing I'm telling them here, Joe Essay. Poor people. If you go to Asia and you go to racism, or you go to Hispanic or Arabs, they're gonna be poor people. You are never gonna see the elite. So how they gonna be racist? How you gonna get racism for somebody you'll never see a day in your life? If they're able to be racist, they're at the bottom. They practicing what's been taught down at the bottom, and they practicing it. They being scammed. How you hate black people, but you sleeping with black women back in the back? If you hate somebody, you ain't gonna touch them. How you hate black people, but you constantly won't sleep with a black woman? What kind of hate is that? That's the phoniest hate I ever seen. That's all phony, man. It's phony. It's all fake. Racism is fake. It's not real. It's fake. It's designed to keep the racists asleep. The victims of racism is more awake than the racists. The racist is stupid. If you think I'm lying, wait till December 4th. I mean, wait till November 4th. You're going to see everything be revealed in the last days. Wait till all these white people don't get their link. Don't get them food stamps. You're going to remember this. You're going to remember this live stream in a few days. You'll be like, man, Pharaoh said that shit. Watch. Because the shit finna hit the fan. A lot of stuff black people don't know. Black people finna find out something. Man, black people think white people got it made. Boy, when they don't get them stamps, man, because, a lot of people don't travel. You ain't been to, see, when you go through Kentucky and you go through sundown towns, you know the real reason they'll do something to you? Because they starving. They dirt ass poor. And when you come through there, you got more than what they got. That's a fact. You doing better than them. That's how they look at it. Because it's a whole bunch of whites doing worse than blacks. I'm just telling you. So racism is fake. That's why I don't get into it. That's why I don't get into hate. That's why I don't hate white people and all that. I don't get into all that. All that's fake. All that's fake. All of that is fake. That's not real. That's mind manipulation on the poor. There go your racism right there. What flag you see? What flag you see? Do I look like black people in there, homeless in there? That ain't no black people. That look like black people? Tulsa, they lied about Tulsa. Tulsa had nothing to do with race. Tulsa was about that oil. And the ones with the money had them poor ones go do that. Because see what they always tell you about Black Wall Street. They don't tell you about oil barons. There was black oil barons. Blacks was getting that oil money. Yeah. Yeah. What's Oklahoma most known for? Oil. Blacks was getting that oil money. They had to displace. They had to get you for. You can't live on top of that oil. It had nothing to do with no stores and stuff. It's all fake. They're not going. Why would they tell you the truth? They're not going to tell you the truth. If they attack them to hide the truth, you think they're going to turn around and tell you the truth? That we attacked them because of the oil? No, they're going to tell you it was race. Don't you know blacks was rich from oil? No, you don't. All them missing bodies that they didn't identify? I'm trying to tell them. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. I'm trying to tell them they doing real bad. They doing real bad. Real bad. And if the money problem wasn't enough, the weather, let's take a break. You know, when I first got hip to this, I was young. I was young when I first woke up that we was being bamboozled. I was really young. And I left Chicago. I left Chicago and I went to California and Hawaii. And when I got to California and Hawaii, I was confused because I had always been told that, they didn't like us. So I get to California and Hawaii and I'm seeing them in the sun getting suntans. I'm like in my young 20s and I see them all getting dark. It ain't making no sense, right? It ain't making no sense. So I'm like, wait a minute, man. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a minute. Something ain't right. They dropped a movie with Bo Derek. She got the braids, the African braids, right? She got the African braids. So I'm like, I'm young. I'm confused. Because, they got black people talking, get out the sun, with your nappy head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused. I'm confused. So I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I'm out at the beach. They getting brown. They got the African braids. They tanning, right? I'm like, now I'm confused. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait a minute. How you don't like black people, but you tanning? You know what I'm saying? And that's when my eyes started waking up. It was just all a scam. It was racism is not real. It's fake. It's an illusion for economical reasons and to keep whites powerless. That's what it's designed for, to keep them powerless. As long as they looking at us, they ain't never looking at who really doing them dirty. Look how Trump doing them. Trump doing them dirty. If you look at him, Trump robbing white America blind. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me he ain't robbing white America blind. Destroying their culture, tore down the White House. Like the hell with y'all culture. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is look, you'll see. Like racism as a distraction is not really real. Because the same thing they doing to the blacks and they doing the blacks and the whites the same way. So you got blacks talking racism, you know what I'm saying? But they not real either. They're just talking. They not real. It's just talk. They're not even. That black's not even black. Like the brothers ain't even black. They just talking. Look what you do, man. The same brothers talking that black stuff. If I go around them, this is all I'm gonna see. And they, all they family members, everybody, they wife too. This how they wife hair look. This how they wife. They wife. Man, some of these dudes talking that black race and all that. They baby mama hair and they daughter hair look just like that. Self hate. They just talking. You go, you see their baby mama, self hate. They think the same ones talking super black. They don't like black hair. They want European hair. You understand? If that was a sharecropper, they look, look. What's up, King? Just let that sink in. This is one of your biggest black female singers, if not the biggest. All your big, all your big black women, all of them is like that. Every last one of them. So when I be seeing black men be talking about racism, when you self-inflict, self-hate your damn self. You at the barbershop fighting your nappy hair every day. Every day you at the barbershop cutting them naps down. Got a comb. You got a wave cap. Boy, you better not. Boy, you better not have no naps. And then when you want to get dreads, you braid them up like a girl. They got, when you get dreads, when you do get dreads, you be wanting to be like Bo Derek. You get the Bo Derek dreads. If the brothers got these dreads, the brothers got the dreads that I used to be looking at crazy. They got the men. The men got them now. It's crazy as hell. The men, it's the men's dreads. Dreadlocks was supposed to be, rough, a lion. It was supposed to represent rough, lion, natural man. You know what I mean? Here go the black man there. Dig your dreads. This your dreads now. So how's any of this stuff real? It's not. Superiority, inferiority, all that. You know what I'm saying? All that's fake, y'all. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they after that money. That money is all that matters. Racism is phony. You're being hated against. That's real. But the people that's hating against you are suckers. That hate's not real. It's real to you because what they doing, but their principle is fake. They're brainwashed. They don't even hate you. They being taught and told to hate you. They don't know nothing. If you look at the Ku Klux Klan, tell me they ain't slow. They slow. They slow. They like robots. You can tell that they not behind their movement. They not. They don't know who's behind it. They just out there. They're powerless. They can't beat nobody. So what's their purpose? Their purpose is for them to stay asleep. That's their purpose, is to keep their own people asleep. They don't even know it. When white America wake up, they'll all be microchipped. And that home on universal income. They won't have no jobs. They'll just be in little boxes waiting for a government check. They won't have no jobs or nothing. These robots is replacing white people. They ain't replacing us. The country's majority white, so who is automation gonna replace? Them. They got more automation than there is black people. There's 360 million people in this country. It's only 50 million blacks. It's like 200 something million white. Well, who they gonna replace? It ain't it ain't enough of us to do the job. So whose job is they finna take? Theirs. That's why I remember they threatened last about 8 months ago. Remember they threatened the docks that they wasn't going to load the stuff on the docks because they was going to replace them. Everybody thought it wasn't going to be no food in the stores, and they gave them like a band aid, but they still going to fire them. And still, Amazon just announced they finna hire 8 million something robots. Y'all think that's black people losing them jobs? Them sisters gonna do their hair. They ain't not gonna happen to the sisters. They gonna figure out a way. They gonna figure a way. All that's gonna do is just make black folks go and get some money some other kind of way. They'll get the money. They'll get the money. He ain't gonna be able to cut EBT. He gonna turn it back on because it's gonna be too many white people ain't got it. He gonna see. He ain't the brightest bulb in the lamp. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Trump is not smart. Trump don't know what he's doing. He's just there. America's already done. America ain't number one no more. The best cars is over in China. All that racial stuff is a distraction. Y'all can listen to it. That stuff's a distraction. Look, they had it over there in Europe against the Pakistanis and them. It's a all distract. It all happened at the same time. It's a distraction. Them whites over in Europe fighting against them Pakistanis and Indians. They got a big surprise coming because their government ain't finna do nothing for them. The only reason their government letting them go against them Pakistanis and Indians because their government get ready to get rid of all of them. The Pakistanis, the Indians, and the whites too. They out of it. All three of them. It's a wrap. Bye bye. It ain't got nothing to do with no race. By the time these people wake up and find out it ain't race, they're going to be mad as hell. Boy, when they find out that they've been flim-flam, man, these people going to be pissed. Because this ain't got nothing to do with no damn race. That's a stunt. That's a stunt. Racism is fake as hell. It's fake. Somebody gonna try to come tell you, no, Pharaoh know you talking about they gonna try to get rid of us. Man, they got to get rid of more people than us. They got to get rid of a lot of people. We ain't the problem. Ain't none of this stuff real. Don't y'all believe this stuff? They even show the European man they won't get rid of him, and he don't even know it. Look, this guy got no. The white guy got no idea what this picture really means. Like, really look at this picture. He think he's helping bring the robots into fruition, but look at the picture. What does the picture say? The picture say the robot gonna get rid of him. He don't even know it. That man looked at this picture how many times and didn't see what I'm seeing? That the robot gonna unalive him. Just look at the picture. He don't even know what do we are. He don't even. He ain't got a clue. He never looked at that picture the way I'm telling y'all to look at it. Oh, tell me this ain't no deep picture. He thought it was a cool picture. Yeah, he thought he tried. No, this picture mean you're done. That the robot gonna pop you. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. What does this picture say? Who's dominant? The European or the robot? Who run things in this picture? Who's the boss? Deep, ain't it? This is a deep picture right here, man. I showed that to my son. He said, Dad, man, I would have looked at that 100 times. I never would have seen what you just showed me. He said, man, I would have looked at that picture 100 times. All I would have thought about was the robot. I said, I know. But look at what the picture is really saying. Let me ask y'all something. You see the white guy with the gun? Who's in a better position, him or the man that's financing the robots? Who's the boss? The white guy or the financer of the robot? And what does the financer of the robot thinks about this man out here? He thinking, my robot will shoot you. You know what I'm saying? The problem with that, Jasper, is the Foundation of Black Americans ain't standing on reparations. They ain't pushing it. Reparations is just a part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? Reparations is just a part of the deal, Jasper. When you get on the high cosmic level, you got reparations. What's going to happen if they don't give us reparations? We're going to end up with it all. That's on them. They either give us reparations or they're going to lose it all. And we ain't the one going to take it from them. If they don't do the right thing, we'll end up with everything. It's a no-win situation for them. It's a win-win for us. We either get reparations or we get it all. Basically. Who job blessed? Can't nobody curse. Can't nobody do nothing to us. Rulers of these worlds, they have what you call like soothsayers, like the opposite of holy men. The same powers of holy men, but on the dark side. And these men that can see the future and stuff, they tell these rulers, don't hurt the blacks. Because if you hurt the blacks, they God gonna destroy everything. So we can kind of keep them down. We can kind of do them dirty, but we can't make no attempt to eliminate them. Or we're gonna lose everything we got. They know that. They have like they Merlin the magician, and they Merlin tell them. So we're here to protect them, so they don't just get utterly destroyed, because they know the Most High ain't gonna destroy the place with us here. Basically, look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Boom, the king he threw them in the dungeon with the fire, threw them in a burning furnace. They opened the door. A lot of the men got burnt up, throwing them in there. Threw them in there. The king was looking. It was three of them in there. He looked. It was a fourth one in there. Only three of them got thrown in. It was a fourth was in there. They in the fire. Their clothes ain't burning or nothing. He said, "Get them out. Let them out." When they opened it, only three came out. When they opened it, they got burnt again. When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego walked out, they didn't even smell like smoke or nothing. What did the king say? What did the king tell all the other nationalities and everybody else in that bondage and his people? He told them, don't you touch those. Don't touch them. Don't touch them. Because their God is the real one. That's what he told them. Go read it. He said, y'all could keep doing whatever to all these other people. But you see these black ones right here? Don't touch them. They can do what they want to do. Their God is the real one. Go read it. The king told his men, don't touch dumb ones. Go read it. Go read it. You hate to see us wait that long. We ain't wait. How could you wait for something you ain't want? You're not waiting. Don't nobody want it, Jasper, but you and a few of us. Black folks don't want no reparation. If they don't want it, they not waiting. If they was waiting, they'd have it. They don't want it. Black folks don't want no reparations, bro. I'm pushing it. We pushing it. But if you pushing it, you know they don't want it. It's obvious if you pushing it. It ain't caught on worth nothing. You believe reparations caught on, Jasper? It ain't caught on worth nothing. It's a fake push when the presidential election comes. As soon as the election's over, everybody went right to sleep. Tell me I'm lying. Right before the election was reparation, 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 reparation. As soon as the election was over, boom, it was quiet. I told my people, I'm like, stand down. Don't, there ain't no sense in pushing it right now. You just wasting your breath. That's why you ain't been seeing me pushing it. You got to be smart. All I would have been doing is wasting time. They call it beating a dead horse. It all play out. I'm getting ready to start pushing it again, but I had to wait. I wasn't wasting my time. Nobody wasn't focused. Just waste your time. Everybody got into it. More people got into it to bash Africans and other blacks than they got into it for the reparation. They got into beefing. The beefing amongst other blacks was bigger than getting the reparations from the white United States government. They gave the white United States government a pass to beef with the Africans and stuff. It was crazy. What the hell? I guess. And that wasn't Tariq fault nobody. Like that was the people. They took that and messed it up. He was on the right page because they was gonna go try to get reparations. So that's why that's the angle he was coming from. They took it somewhere else to try to make him look bad with it. He ain't responsible for where they took it. He did the right thing. He made some good moves. He copyrighted FBA so they couldn't steal it because they would have stole it and they would have locked it down. I watched a Muslim brother tell that today. He was 100% on point. If it weren't for Tariq copywriting it, somebody else would have bought it and would have banned us from using it. Tariq was on point with that one. He don't bother us for using it. We can use it all we want. You sell t-shirts, you can put anything on it. He ain't gonna do nothing. He just made sure they couldn't take it from us. He made sure he could shut them down. Because if not, anybody would have bought it that ain't FBA, and then they would have banned us from using it or changed it, made it mean something else, all type of stuff. Tyreek is smart as hell, but it's all gonna work out. Jasper, just keep up the fight. That's all. So that's it for that, y'all. I hope y'all learned a little something with that. Don't be getting all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way and don't buy into all that superiority, inferiority. Don't buy into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head cool. Don't let nobody get your head all caught up in stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody catch you up into all the racism and all that. You know what I'm saying? If you got to fight, you're gonna fight. So ain't no need to talk about it. You know, we ain't talk about it. We're gonna be about it. So they can talk to you, turn blue in the face, run up. That's how your mentality gotta be. Don't display no racial anger on social media. You know what I'm saying? Just be prepared if things get crazy, but don't expose your hand. You know, don't expose your hand. They don't need to know. Just protect your children, protect your wife, protect your family. Don't expose. That's why you don't be hearing me saying all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't really got nothing to say. Because if I get on here and I say a bunch of stuff, and then something happens, and I do got to defend myself, they'll use that against me in the court of law, lock me up forever. So I ain't saying no type of threats. I ain't got nothing to say. You know, they holler at me when they see me. You know what I mean? Most likely that ain't gonna be me. I don't know who that was did that to you. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that was. So just try to stay out the way and just don't let them irritate. They ain't gonna do nothing. I'm 67 years old. The Ku Klux Klan have been selling wolf tickets forever. They ain't gonna do nothing. I remember I was in high school. It was like 19. It was like 1975, and they said they was gonna come up to the school, the Ku Klux Klan. Man, we stayed up all night making stuff, making weapons and stuff. They ain't even show up, man. They let me down, man. I was pissed, man. That was one of the worst days of my life. They didn't show up. I was really looking forward to them showing up, man. They ain't even show up. So I don't even be, man. The heck with the Klan, man. They bogus. They ain't even show up, man. Had us do all that work and didn't even show up, man. I don't be listening to them. They scary ass. They ain't even show up, man. My heart was broke. Man, I was really mad about that, man. I stayed up all night getting ready for them to come, boy. We was ready, boy. They didn't come, boy. We was mad. we was we was mad that they didn't come. We was more mad they didn't come. We wasn't mad they was coming. We was excited. We was excited they was coming. We couldn't wait till they, boy. We couldn't wait till they showed up. Tell me that's not crazy. This is the truth too. Boy, we was so excited they was coming. After all we heard our parents went through, finally we get to, woo out the bell. Boy, we was excited. Boy, I didn't even get no sleep. I ain't lying, boy. We was ready. They ain't even come, man. That was one of the most disappointing days of my life when the Ku Klux Klan didn't show up, man. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about no Klan no more. I'm done with them. I don't dislike them no more. I don't dislike them. I don't even dislike them no more. That's how bad it was. You think I'm lying, man? I still hurt over that. We was really hurt because we talked about what we was gonna do to him for 2 days. We stayed up all night, man. We came, boy. We was ready, boy. They didn't show up. We like, oh man, I don't want to hear nothing about none of that kind of stuff no more ever. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear all of that, man. I was disappointed. I try to keep my mind out of race issues and racial stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's out here. It's always happening, but I try not to focus on it. It ain't gonna do no good. Focusing on it and talking about it, what that gonna do? You know, just be about that action, man. All that talking and all that. Really, and then what that do? That make you not like some white people that they ain't even on that. Now you hating the wrong one. They ain't even on that. It's just too much to let negativity get inside of you and fester negativity inside of you. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? Deal with a problem when it comes. Stop. Don't walk around carrying no problem. You know what I'm saying? Deal with it when it rises. Other than that, we need to be in the black community stopping all this black on black crime. That's what we need to be doing. Even though it ain't as high as other people, but still we want to cut it down even more. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no inferior, superior, and all that. Don't believe that stuff. There's competition. You play ball. You might be better than him. Y'all both in F grade. You might be better, but you're not superior. You're just better at it. Next year he might be better at it. Year after that you might be better at it too. We used to play chess. I'm beating him all. He beat me all year. And next year I beat him all that year. And year after that he beat me back all year. You get better. Don't let y'all souls get into all of this racial stuff. It ain't no good. Be alert. You gotta be alert for everything. You gotta be alert for racism. You gotta be alert for crime, to be victim of crimes, all type of stuff. So you gotta be alert, period, for anything. Protect your family, eat right, take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And don't get into superiority and inferiority. Don't get into that stuff. That stuff is nuttism. Don't nobody want to be superior over nobody. Well, I want to be superior. Don't get into that dark, that dark stuff. Stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.